What's going on, guys? Good to see yous. I'm really impressed, everybody. Thank you so much. I have the chat up here going, and I've got a whole bunch of people in here, so I'm really pumped up because I wasn't sure how tonight was gonna go because I haven't been on in so long. I haven't done any uploads, as you know. I've broken a few promises. Can everybody hear me? I hope you can. I got a new microphone, as you can see. I'll explain all that in a minute. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going through the chat right now. Yes, Sparky, long time no see. I know. I've broken a lot of promises. I didn't do my layout update. I haven't done my mail call shoutouts and updates. Oh, thanks, Randy. So the sound's okay? Perfect. Yeah, it's just, man, I don't know. Someone on there a while back commented that they couldn't get over how fast the summer's gone by, and it's so true. It's September. Can you believe it? It's insane. So anyways, it's nice to see you guys. What was I going to do? Okay, first of all, that's my little intro. Tonight, I don't have a crazy show planned. I'll explain all that. I just wanted to go kind of off the cuff, just do kind of a chat, some updates, what's going on in my personal life, talk with you guys, what's going on with you guys, because I'm really behind and out of the loop, I feel like. So anyways, as you can see, I've wore my Nathan Delay shirt. I saw that Nathan was on here. Because Nathan, the other day or other night, he did a really nice video. That was a shout out to James Tedesco, Wilmer, and myself. And I thought that was really cool that you did that, Nathan. So thank you so much. So yeah, I had to wear my Nathan Delay shirt tonight. And I got a little something to show you later, Nathan, that you've been asking about. So guys, it's good that this mic is sounding good. Hang on one sec. I'm just going to turn this stuff off of here. There we go. Oh, let me show that. All right, there we go. Yeah, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought there. Oh, yeah, with the mic. The reason for the mic. Okay, so as you guys know, I've mentioned this before, that I've been, that I used to be, well, still a musician, and I'm actually a drummer, so I just wanted to show you a little picture up here. This is what I've been up to. Long story short, I've joined a band. I'm playing the drums again, and yeah, so I've joined a band, and we've got a show coming up in November, so we've been practicing really hard for that. And so what it is, my buddy there that passed away, we're doing a benefit concert for his family. And so his cousin, I'm a friend of his cousin's as well, he approached me. He knew that I used to be a drummer and asked if I would join him and a few other guys, and we got going, and it's been going really great. So tickets are selling really good. So that's been my main thing that I've been up to. We've been practicing really hard on that. And then just my work and everything has just been going crazy. So as you guys know, I'm a contractor, so I got to do that, my pricing at night and work by day. So, and we got Jeff Allen in here, Schoolkill's in here. We got all kinds. Steve Arnold, nice to see ya. Sparky, you don't need to be a drummer. You already have a beautiful. That's a funny story, Sparky. When I was a kid, I played hockey for a number of years, and then I decided to quit and go back to music. And the ladies seem to like the music a little better. And so it's funny now. I played hockey recently, a couple of years ago, and I quit. And now I'm playing drums again. So it's kind of a repeat of when I was a kid. So I'm just going to go into the chat room. And we'll get rid of this picture. There we go. Yeah, so everybody's just saying hi to each other. Hi, Jeff. Hi, John. Hi, Dwayne. Less dental appointments. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, because of hockey. I just got it. I keep forgetting the chat's a little bit behind. So yeah. And that was the thing when I was playing hockey. It was supposed to be just like a house league kind of league. So we're playing, a lot of guys are playing with open face and just visors, and man, was it ever rough. It was so rough. It was insane. Like, these guys would go crazy. I just decided to get out of it. It was a little too intense, and Friday nights I'd rather be just chilling out than dealing with that. All right, so Nathan wrote, Ben, I think that it's cool hobby that you're into making music. I'm a country fan of music, just saying. That's cool, Nathan. And actually, Nathan, you probably don't know this, but Canadians are huge country music fans, and that's how I got my start. My mom played in a country western band, and I started with them when I was about 12. So I've been playing music, live music, for a lot of years, so it's good to get back to it. It's kind of like riding a bike. I'd say the only thing, it's funny, my hands are fine, but my feet are slow on the kick drum. All right, so Wilmer's asking, how's the layout going? I'm going to touch on that in a minute here, Wilmer. But what I wanted to say about this mic was, so you guys remember my other studio mic? I've moved it out to the garage because that's where the drum kit is. So what I have the mixer out there, and I'm mixing everything just to practice. So I picked up this mic on Amazon. It was on sale for $35, and it came with this stand, and it came with a cord and everything, and $35. Crazy deal. So I just thought you guys, because a lot of you guys do this too, and for your voiceovers and stuff for your YouTube videos. The only thing to know, I had to change to an XLR cable because the other cable, this requires 48 volt Phantom, which I have on my interface, but I could only get that 48 volt Phantom with an XLR cable, which this didn't come with. So just something you should know. So you're saying my kids are awesome musicians. Son is drum major this year for the marching. Nice, Dwayne. That's wicked. And that's the cool thing. When I started playing drums, I was trained by a pipe band drummer. So it was a good background because I got to learn all the rudiments and everything. And I never got super fast with my rudiments, but I've decided now I've really broken it down, and I'm going back to the basics and building it back up, and it's been working pretty good. All right, hey Bill, hey William. There's Jerry. I say train a lot in a roundabout. It's true. Hey Vinny. I was going to talk about you a little bit later, Vinny, but just a little something. So what else did I have on here? Okay, I'm going to get rid of this screen. And I noticed I watched the replay of the last video, and I noticed I cut out poor Dave's part right here that's playing. I felt so bad. I didn't mean to do that at all. I just wasn't paying attention, and so I wanted to make sure that went on there. So, what do I have next? So I told you guys about the band. I wanted to just talk about Wilmer for a minute. Wilmer, I once again wanted to say so sorry about your friend. That you're the first video I watched in a while, and it was too bad to hear that. And you're really there for me when that happened with myself, and I just wanted to put out my condolences to you. And that kind of leads into a little bit of a subject I wanted to talk about this evening. Is just, as you've seen, you haven't seen me at all on here. Just YouTube. I thought it was interesting how Wilmer was so apologetic. He almost sounded Canadian. He's gonna hurt me for that one, but he's just apologetic for and I thought it was a great show. It was one of my more favorite ones that he's actually done. It's funny how that works out. But it's something that I've noticed. At the end of the day, I think we all need to remember that we're model railroaders first. At least that's how I feel about it. I think I need to re-look at this and remember that I'm a model railroader first and a YouTuber second. Because I'm finding that YouTube's affecting my model railroading. It really is. It's been kind of getting in the way a little bit. And I said that on the last live stream. I took a break from it, and I took another break, and man, I'm getting a lot of stuff done. So it's kind of Wilmer, I guess the point I'm trying to make is you don't need to apologize. I think everybody here totally understands. Nobody's professional here. This isn't, professional network television. You know what I mean? But it is nice to see you every week. But out of everybody, I totally understand. So I'm just checking your chat here again. Oh, sorry. You're Canadian, eh, Wilmer? You sound Canadian when you say sorry. Thanks, Jerry, for agreeing with me on there. Steve Arnold wrote Amen. Thanks, guy. And again, I just want to say, hey, Vinny. I said hi to you earlier, Vinny. Maybe you didn't catch me. And there's Nate. Hi, Nate. And so, let's go back to the chat just so we can all see what's going on, because that's what tonight's going to be. It's just going to be kind of like this, just talking back and forth and let you guys kind of lead the show. We were just saying, don't want to let anyone down, and I know, and I think it's funny you did that video right at the perfect time, Wilmer, because my new thing, as you know, is I normally do my mail call shout outs and updates before I do the live stream, and that's why I'm really excited that you're all on here. You all made it in here, which I think is really cool. But I didn't really have anything new. I had a couple things to that I haven't showed you guys, but it crossed my mind. Well, should I go and buy something so I can put it on my mail call and shoutouts video? I'm like, what am I doing? It's kind of crazy, It's I think I just need to think about it a little more. And the funny thing is, I saw somebody say, I think it was on Facebook, they're like, oh, it's so exciting, summer's over, we're back into model railroader season. I'm like, man, I'm getting busier and busier with all this going on. So maybe I'll have to change that up, that every Saturday morning thing that I said on my channel at 10:30, because that's totally not working. So Dwayne saying, totally agree, we're all humans, stuff happens, good we all have each other's backs. Yeah, thanks Dwayne for saying that. There's Georgia Sunbelt. Wilmer wrote, love this community. You guys are great. And I agree with you, Wilmer. So great. Nathan wrote, Ben, I felt the same way about YouTube and model railroading. Well, thanks, Nathan. That's cool that you agree. Nancy Jones. How are you, Nancy? Nancy wrote, I think we're all family here and we back each other up. I'm sorry, though, Vinny, about your friend. Vinny, you lost a friend, too? Because I was talking about Wilmer earlier. Wilmer lost his friend. Yeah. So, Vinny's saying, not me. It was Wilmer, Nancy there, that lost his friend. A friend from church. So anyways, I did my little thing there on Wilmer. So the next thing I wanted to talk about. So Nathan just asked a question. Ben, I'm just curious, are you going to the Red Caboose Motel at Strasbourg? And it's funny, I was just going to talk about Sparky, so perfect timing, Nathan. We are 100% going to Strasbourg, not 100% on going to the Red Caboose. I really want to, but the issue is this year we're bringing Millie, my daughter, and Mel wants to get a hotel with a pool in it for her, because they might not stay all day at Strasbourg, because Millie might, I don't know, she's a little kid, right? And she tends to get bored, and I think she'll come with us for a bit to see the trains, but then Mel would like to take her back to a hotel to go swimming or something. So we're going to look into it. I don't know. We'll see. Of course, I want to do the caboose. I think Millie would like the caboose, but Mel's leaning on the fence, and I'm afraid it's going to sell out because apparently it's going really fast, if it hasn't already. I actually had it up to book it, and then Mel's like, no, wait, don't do it just yet. We got to think about that. So, Jerry, you're going to go? That's awesome. It is. It's really cool meeting everybody, and I was excited last year for Scranton, but I'm even more excited this year because last year I was still a little bit new to YouTube, and So I was a little nervous, to be honest, just to meet everyone, but it's funny. Everybody comes up and you feel like you've known them for a million years. Like it's this is the funniest thing when you interact with each other like this through video. It's people are just how they are on camera. It's funny, and it's just a really cool time, really great time. And we're all model railroaders, which is really cool too, right? So you already have a ton of stuff to talk about, and you're all rail fans. And my wife joked, she's like, "Oh my goodness, it's actually nice to see that there's so many people just like you," and that was really neat. So I'm seeing Brian. Who's Brian on here? I keep seeing hi Brian. And Jerry said it's too close for me not to go. Oh, that's good, Jerry. And we love Pennsylvania. Absolutely beautiful. That whole we went east of where I am, and kind of by Kingston and south down through there and through. I've never been through that part of New York, like upstate New York. Man, what a time. Oh, Iron Horse, you're Brian. Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks, Brian. So Sparky's saying Mel can hang out with Amy and Shannon or us again outside, and that's going to be the issue this year, Sparky, is that we're going to have Millie there, so that's kind of change things. Hopefully I can stay out late. Hey, there's Roy. And Roy's saying he's looking forward to seeing us at Strasbourg. I can't believe you're going again, Roy. That's so awesome. That's so cool. Just trying not to miss anything. It was amazing, Nathan, and I love sitting with you on the trolley, and then Nathan got a quick ride with Mel and I over to the dining car. We had such a great time. And Nathan, like I've said this about Nathan before, he's an encyclopedia. He knows so many things and so much stuff about railroads and railroad history. He's really fun to talk to. I think Anthony was just saying. Anthony's saying he'll be in Strasbourg too. Small red caboose rooms are all gone. Okay, so that's too bad. But you know what? I'll probably end up hanging out with you guys anyways somehow. And Wilmer's saying Steamtown was one of the best experiences I ever had. Very much looking forward to Strasbourg. Yeah, what a place. Ha! Sparky's saying I can look after the kids and they want Mel. Okay. So much there to do, not just railroad related. So that's Jerry. I think if families are coming, there's so much in the area to do, not just railroad related. And that's perfect. Because Millie likes trains a little bit, but she does get bored of it. Hey, there's the other Roy. And he's going to be there too. Nice. And Roy Smith saying he's glad I like Pennsylvania. That's where he's originally from. I did know that, Roy. I forgot about that, but I remember you saying that, and I've seen that on a few of your videos. Yeah, it's gorgeous down there. We love the states. I was going to say the states. Another place I've always loved to go is... I don't think I've ever mentioned this to you guys about... when I was talking about my train history. So speaking of music and country music, when I was a little kid, we, because my parents were big Dolly Parton fans, we went to Tennessee, and we ended up staying in Pigeon Forge, which I believe is Dolly Parton's hometown, somewhere around there, and that's where she has Dollywood, her amusement park. Anyways, at Dollywood, they have a really cool, I don't know if they have it anymore, but they have a really awesome steam engine ride there. I believe it's narrow gauge, but I can't remember. But that was one of my first experiences with steam engines, like in real life. And I kind of totally forgot about that and just thought of that for some reason. So if you ever get a chance to go there, that's a cool place in Tennessee, Pigeon Forge. And it has a train. David Atkins thinking, I think I'll fly to Toronto and hitch a ride with Sparky. Just kidding. David, you're in BC, aren't you? And Nathan just asked what my daughter is into besides trains. Millie is huge into dinosaurs, Nathan. And it's the funniest thing to watch because she's not really into Barbies, but she plays with her dinosaurs like they're Barbies. So it's hilarious to watch. So she'll have her big Tyrannosaurus Rex and the little Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it's like, "Hello, baby. What are you doing today?" "I'm gonna go to the park," and they talk with each other like families and stuff. It's so funny. And so Mel has to play dinosaurs with her, and she calls them Dines. And I think I showed you guys a picture on one of my things, or the little diorama I built her. I built her a little dinosaur diorama. So same way you'd model railroad, it just had a volcano, and her and I built some trees on it. I was supposed to do a update video on that, and I never did. Because she takes her dinosaurs and smashes them on there. It held up pretty good, but it's kind of not as nice as what it was originally. Oh, and it's funny, Sparky was just asking about the diorama. That's probably just that little bit of a delay thing. So we still have it. So we built a few sedum trees, because I always thought they kind of look like if you just take a piece of sedum, and I remember Ron Toyman did a video on it. I have a different way of doing sedum trees that I'm going to do a video on, but just your basic sedum with some ground foam on top, spray painted with ground foam on top. I always found they kind of look like an African tree or like a savanna tree, or they kind of resemble an old elm, if I'm thinking of the right thing. But to me, they kind of seemed like a dinosaur world tree. So that's what we did. We made some out of sedum and put on, but she ended up breaking them all with her dinosaurs. Corn Country. Oh, right there. Hi, Corn Country. Thanks for coming in here. I don't think I've ever seen you on here. If I'm not mistaken, I think if you're who I think you are, you're the one with a really wicked layout that I've watched a number of times. I'm pretty sure that's you. Beautiful layout that goes all around with fascia. It's really scenic dwell, if I believe right, and it's really long and long main line. Here's Joel Karma. Hey Joel, how are you doing? This is so cool. I really appreciate you guys for coming on here. Like I said, I've been feeling bad for what's the word? I don't know, not keeping up with my promises, being a liar. Strasbourg is closer than Steamtown to where I live, and I'm just curious, have you seen the video about me making the 2 locomotives for Wilmer? It's on his channel and mine. I don't think I have, Nathan. I remember you talking about it, but if you say there's 2 videos, I definitely haven't seen the 2 videos, so I'll have to check it out. Corn Country saying, thanks for having me. The school year keeps me busy. Well, you just reminded me of something. That's another thing. Millie just started junior kindergarten, so that's been another thing that's been really exciting. Negligence. That's it. Thank you, Sparky. I've been negligent. So yeah, it's been fun watching Millie go to school, and she did really good because she's been in daycare since she was a baby, so she did really well with it, and it was a lot of fun. I'm just reading Sparky again. No, I appreciate it, Sparky. I have been negligent on my video uploads and my video watching, everything. I'm just really behind. I've been really stressed out. I'm behind on work, but I'm getting caught up. It's okay. Well, thanks, Joel. It is a blast having her. It's really awesome, and that's the thing. I never mentioned either. I'm a father, right? So I got all these hobbies and work, and I'm a father too. So you gotta have time for that. You have to wait and see. Okay, I missed something. What's the colors? Yeah, okay, I gotta go check this out. I'm all intrigued now because I'm a huge Nathan DeLay fan, as you can see by my shirt. So he's building Wilmerson engines. So that's pretty awesome. So that's funny. Sparky said, "Did you cry when you took her to school the first day?" Everybody. So here's the fun. I think I've told you guys before. I'm more of the sensitive one, and Mel's more of the solid one. And so, I didn't cry the first day of school, but the first day we took her for kind of it was on the Thursday. It was just kind of get them used to a school type thing. So they only went for a couple hours, and the parents went with them. And it was there, the teacher sat them down, and I'm kind of nervous, it's her first day, and they sat them down, and they started singing, and Millie started singing along with them, and I got some tears, like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. There's something in my eye. None of the other parents seemed to care. But the first day went good. Oh, so they're already done, Wilmer? Oh man, I am really behind. Joel, and I saw as I was yapping there, you have parrots. That's so cool. I've always wanted a parrot, but couldn't talk Mel into it because they live like 30 years, right? Oh, and Sparky's saying Amy bawled for 2 hours. It's true, man. It gets you. So, I keep going off track. I do have a few things to show you guys. So we were talking about Sparky. So I wanted to show this picture right here. Because Sparky, the other day, I think it was on Sunday, he uploaded a video. And he said right on there, this is for Mel and Benny. And he had a video touring this locomotive right here. Number 3254, an old CNR Mikado, an absolute beauty. It was so awesome to get to see that engine in person, and I'm so jealous that Sparky got to see it in person and go inside. It was so neat. So what I wanted to say about that locomotive, because when I did that video, we were talking about the sorry guys, I'm gonna go off track again. Dwayne saying, I'm the emotional one. My son is a senior this year. That's awesome, Dwayne. Randy saying, a contractor who cries. Who would have thought? That's good, Randy. It's funny, Randy. Okay, how should I put this nicely? So to Mel's friends, like, a lot of her friends think I'm kind of intimidating, like I'm like this big construction guy and I'm kind of rough around the edges, but in the construction world I'm considered pretty weak. If that makes sense. But that's okay, I don't mind. There's also a hobby shop less than a mile from Railroad Museum in Strasbourg. Nice. Oh, Vin, and that's something too, Vinny. I never commented on your video, but that's you guys probably thought I was joking. I was on your one live stream, Vinny, and you're talking about the video of when your daughter got married, and when you're dancing with your daughter, I actually cried at that. I'm not kidding either. I don't know why. It was so awesome to see it. It got me. Maybe it's just my old age. And thanks whoever got Container Man. Jack, are you taking vacation and coming to Strasbourg? I'm going. Get your ass there. Is that considered swearing? I don't know. I don't really care. Anyways, so that train that Sparky did a tour of. So the point of that was, Mel's grandfather, as you guys knew, was a fireman for the CNR. He also worked for CPR. I believe he started with Canadian Pacific and then he moved to Canadian National. And he worked on the Ballasubbed, firing big locomotives like this out of Toronto up to South Perry, which is just south of Perry Sound. Kind of cool little fact about there. I visited there once because that's where Mel's mom's originally from. and the Y is still there. There's still a Y there for turning the engines. I don't think it's usable. It looked pretty rusty, but last time I was there, it was still there. So anyways, I looked into this, put it out on Facebook. Where did this engine run? And it's funny, you gotta watch people online. They always say you shouldn't get your information online, because a lot of people, oh, those CNR communist engines, they ran out east and blah blah. I'm like, that's not. No, I have pictures of Mikados running out of Toronto. But when I looked it up, I found in Ian Wilson's book, it ran a couple subdivisions north of Bill's, Mel's grandfather's, and so there's a chance that he could have run it, but most likely not. It wasn't stationed out of those 2 yards. But if it ever did go south of there, you very well could have. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Thank you so much, Sparky, for doing that. And you also showed something that was really cool. I was talking about the tender when I commented on your video. It showed the stoker, like that auger. So that's something neat you don't get to see a lot, is how that worked. And so that was something that Mel's grandfather would have to run too. So instead of hand firing it with a shovel, you'd use that stoker and feed the fire with how it would have to be air powered, I'm guessing, or steam powered. So it's pretty neat seeing that stuff and seeing how it would have worked. I'm just going to shut down that music. So I'm sure that might be getting a little annoying. I'll put on something I want to do on here too. You see some of the guys, they have like a radio station. You can do that. But I don't know, we'll see later if I do that. So, let's go into the chat room for a sec. Just change the screen up a little bit. There's Barnabas Junction. Hey, it's good to see you. I didn't even know you followed me. Well, I don't even know if you followed me, but you got on here somehow, so that's pretty cool. Welcome. And Nate, I think I said hi to you earlier, right, Nate? Yeah, thanks again, Sparky. That was really cool. So yeah, to the new people tonight on here, I was just saying earlier, normally I have more of a prepared show where, I do some slideshows and stuff, kind of what's going on in the layout and everything and this and that. But tonight I just, I didn't have a whole lot to show on the layout, and I just kind of wanted to just kind of do a free for all and just kind of chill out and lay back and just kind of chat with you guys like this, because it's been a while. I haven't done any uploads in a month, because I do this once a month. So also with you new guys, this is called On Track Tuesday, and if you don't know, there's 4 of us, and next week will be Dave Thurber from Crooked River and Eastern Railroad. So we do kind of a round robin type thing. And then after Dave, basically the first week of the month, we have Wilmer. The second week of the month, we have Redbird Tony. Okay. Ben, are you going to put your new song on Spotify for the concert that you're doing? No, Nathan. So right now we're just doing cover songs. But the cool thing is, the lead singer and I were both old songwriters, and he's got some really good original stuff. So that is something later on down the line we're talking about doing a bit of recording. I would especially like to do some of his music. But at this point, no, not for a while. But it is something we've talked about. But recording's a whole other ball game. It's a lot of work, and at this point, there'd be no way I'd have time for that, because I do still want to keep going with my YouTube channel, my trains and everything, and then the band. So at this point, no. Well, thanks, Barnabas. I didn't know that. And it's funny. I've followed you for a long time too. And it's Joelle's birthday. Happy birthday, Joelle. Okay, so the only thing I wanted to show you guys, it's nothing too special, but last live stream we were talking about the fuel depot and how I wanted to move it around. So this is kind of how I'm going to leave it now. I should have had the other picture. But before, if you remember, I should have put the other picture. But I had two buildings there. I got rid of the one to make it more like the prototype. And I think this is how I'm going to leave it. And I have some black and white photos that you can kind of see that layout, and just with the blueprints and everything. That's pretty well as prototypical as I can get it with the room I have. I only have about 6 or 7 inches between the wall and that backtrack as well. So, yeah. Thanks, Vinny. The only thing with that building, it's too bad because I didn't like the way the weathering turned out on it. It was a little overkill, I thought. Kind of, and what sucked, the other side looked really good. I was really happy with it. It looked really, to me, more realistic, just not as overdone. But I ended up having to turn it around to make it more prototypical because you wouldn't have like the door right there facing the tracks. And yeah, anyways, I got more work to do on it. I'm gonna paint the windows. And then the next thing I got to do is paint those fuel tanks. And then there was some wooden, what would you call them? Like wooden planks or pathways on top of the tanks to get around. And that kit, that's a Walthers kit. It came with plastic wooden walkways, but I think what I'm going to do is just scratch build something really quick out of real wood. And I thought that'd be a nice little contrast to put on there because most of my stuff, as you guys know, is going to be scratch built on it. So yeah. Okay, I'm trying to. I agree, Harrison. I think the whole building looks perfect. Oh, it's SMT. Hey, good to see ya. Well, thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. I don't know. It's one of those things. If you go any further, you're just gonna make it all muddy and everything. So I guess I'll just leave it. Sparky's saying, make sure you use lead-based paint for realism. That's actually, dude. I just spray painted the plastics. I think I don't know if it wasn't. No, it wasn't lead-based. It wasn't. Thanks, Joelle. The reason, and you know what, it wouldn't have been that rusty in the 50s, but I want it to tie in. I was talking a little bit about it before. I call it, it's a, well, remember I showed you guys this? I don't know where the door went, but this is kind of where I'm going with the buildings, this kind of look. I call it prototypical whimsical. That's a term I came up with. It's like some of those, like George Selius's layout, when you look at them, it almost looks like Gotham City or something. It's real, but there's almost like a vibe you get off of it, an energy, and that's kind of what I want to go for. So that's why I'm doing a little bit heavier on the weathering. So I hope it's not too much, but I think by the time everything's all together and you get the background painted, I think it'll work really nicely. And the tanks, I'm not going to weather as much either. I'm going to leave them pretty new looking, so it should be a nice contrast, I hope. Buck's in here, nice. And James is in here. Tedesco, I was talking about you earlier, James. I was saying it was cool how Nathan did that shout out to you and Wilmer and myself. I thought that was really cool. Thanks, Roy. Got a bit more to do on it, but it's that you get the idea anyways. I'll show the picture one more time if you guys want to see. So, and in the picture, that's kind of what I can tell. That's where the loading rack was, especially where the tank car unloaded. That's exactly where it was. And the tanks are pretty close to the blueprint and the building. So it's as close as I can get it anyways. I'm happy with it. So then just to both sides of it, there's going to be some scratch built coal sheds, which would be kind of cool. So I got to get that. I got a number of coal cars now, hopper cars, and I got to put that one together that Wilmer got me. I still haven't done that, Wilmer. I'm out. So Dwayne saying he models the 50s, so weathering is different. Yeah, you're totally right. Totally right, Dwayne. I find steel buildings look like that now, like when I'm out and about. Um, but yeah, back then that building wouldn't have been that old. So yeah. But anyways, it's not a big deal. I'm happy with it. I mean, what else can you do? Oh, Nancy, it's HO, Nancy. I've always done HO. So, uh, talked a little bit about the layout there. I want to just do a little show and tell with you guys, just to kind of show what I've been up to. So the last mail call shoutouts and updates video, I talked about, and Wilmer inspired this because he bought a Tishi boxcar. His is a steel one, but I believe I showed you guys this at this stage. But this is the CPR outside brace USRA clone. And these feet here are just so you can model it without having the trucks on it and paint it and everything. So it's kind of cool. They're really nice kits. So you see the detail in the bottom. So on that video, I told you guys about how I screwed up. And so I wanted to show you this Wilmer. When I was talking about just kind of go through and look at the pictures, I found that there's pictures later on in the instructions that show how it should look, but not at that time. So it was one of these ribs here. See how they line up with the door? I don't know if you can see it, but the one goes underneath this grab iron or whatever you want to call it. So you got to just kind of jimmy rig that in there. And I didn't realize that. I put it in the wrong place, but I ended up getting it to come off and reattaching it properly. So that's going to be a beautiful little kit when that's all done. So it's almost done. The only thing you have to know is you got it. It comes with a jig, and you have to drill out all the little holes for the grab irons that go down here. So it should be pretty sweet when it's done. Joel, like you like this style, like the old wooden guys, or do you like Tishi? Randy said, "Screwed up? Never." Oh, I screw up all the time. Yeah, and I've Wilmer's saying like the AccuRail, and I've done a number of AccuRail, Wilmer, and I agree with you. They're great. So Barnabas, these are it's so cool you're on here. So this is Tishi. It's an American company, but really great people. You go. I don't have the website on me. I believe it's just tishitrains.com. Oh, there we go. Nate's got it. Tishi Train Group. Great company. I've emailed them, asked them questions. Don Tishi himself gets back to me, like responds himself. They're so nice. And what's great about them, I bought this as a test because on my railroad, I need a ton of Canadian boxcars to ship grain. In that era, in 57, they shipped grain by boxcar. So they have 6-packs of these. So basically I wanted to get one just to test it out, see how it went. And then I'll, if I liked it, I would do the 6-pack. And 100% I'm going to get the 6-pack because they're great. Because I want to do some as Canadian National as well. And there's Chris from Go Via or Go Home. Good to see you, Chris. Thanks for coming on, man. Now, Chris, what's the date today? Is your show, it's next Thursday, right? If you want to throw it up there, your Go Via After Dark series. If you guys haven't seen Chris's live show, it's really cool. It's Thursday nights, and I believe he does it once a month, but I can't remember if it was this week or next week. I think it was on Instagram. So Chris, just throw that up there if you want when you're doing it. Next Thursday, okay. And that's a great show. He talks about a lot of Canadian manufacturers and stuff, and he's got a really cool layout happening there. And he has Mark from M&N Rails on a lot. So, okay, so thanks, Sparky. It's last Thursday every month. Sweet. Thank you, Sparky. Joelle, Chris's show? Well, I guess they just answered. It's the last Thursday. And Joelle, if you're asking about On Track Tuesday, it is every Tuesday, but we do a round robin. Here, I'll do my little, this is a chance for me to do my little commercial again. Okay, so something else I wanted to show you guys. Now, is Nathan DeLay still on here? Now, I haven't touched this in a long time. It's going to be hard to show up on camera. But this is for Nathan. This is the scratch built. I can get it to focus. I'll put my hand on it after. This is the scratch built 10-wheeler. If you guys can see it. So this is just an old Bachmann tender. Don't know if I'm going to use this. I might scratch build the tender as well. But we'll see. Because I got this on eBay, but they're kind of a pain to find on eBay. So we'll see. All right, so Nathan's still here, so we'll show you up close. I'll just put my hand here so it focuses. There we go. Yeah, with my hand there, it focuses a little better. So that's what a 10-wheeler looks like. So it still needs lots of work, but it's getting there. Focus. It's focusing on my hand. Sorry, guys. I need like a piece of paper or something. I just wanted to show you guys the details of what's happening here, because I got a lot of different. It's come together quick now, but I haven't worked on it a long time. But the main thing was looking for the parts and ordering them. So what we have here is the air compressors. They're by CalScale. The smokestack and the cab in the dynamo here, that's by Shapeways. So that was something I did a review on that. I wasn't too happy with Shapeways. I don't know if I'd get the cab again. The smokestack turned out nice, and the dynamo is decent, but other than that, I wasn't too happy with the cab. The light is Miniatures by Eric, and same with the number board. You can always tell a Canadian National steam engine or Grand Trunk by that triangle number board on the front. That's by Miniatures by Eric. I had a lot of questions about that on Instagram where I got that. It's Miniatures by Eric. They're still around. The bell's not on it because I took this bell off and it went on Wilmer's because I had to modify it a little bit. And the whistle I think was CalScale, and then I scratch built the whistle guard. The sand dome and steam dome. So those are dowels. One I believe was 3/8 and the other one's 5/8. And so what I did was I put them in the chuck of my drill and used sandpaper to get the shape of them. And then I used styrene on the bottom of them. I used my Dremel to round it out and put styrene on the bottom and then filled it in with modeling clay to kind of get the contour. And then the mixing valve on top here, that's by CalScale as well, I believe. Then the boiler, it's a electrical conduit. It's plastic electrical conduit that I cut. And then like the ribs are just styrene cut and glued on there. And yeah. And then if you can see, if it focuses, there it goes. See how I got like the diamond plate on there on the walkway? I did that by learning from you guys how you do your fences with that tulle material, you know, for doing veils and stuff, for wedding veils. That's what that is. So I cut the styrene, sprayed the tulle with spray adhesive, and stuck it on there, and it worked pretty good. It's a little out of scale, but I don't mind. I was just going for the impression of it because it's going to be pretty... these engines were pretty beat up and worn out by the time I was on there. Okay, so I was just looking at the You guys are asking about a Blue Yeti. What's a Blue Yeti? So that's something. The base of it is an old Varney 10-wheeler chassis. That's what that is. So I don't know if that's what you guys are talking about. It looks like a Yeti. It's that color because that's just the primer. I hit it with some. Don't know if it's Vallejo. But anyways, there's a primer you can get just out of a spray can because I hate. Oh, the microphone. No, I was talking about this earlier. This is a cheap. What's it called? Nuer, I think. I got this on Amazon for $35 with the shock mount and the stand. It was on sale, but they're cheap. And I mean, for doing this and voiceovers and stuff, it's fine. Because what's happening, Chris, I started drumming in a band. I was talking about this earlier. So I needed my studio mic for out in the drum kit to practice. So because I have isolation headphones, so I can play the music. But I needed a mic so I can hear the drums as well to mix it together. So that's how it is. I thought you guys were talking about the steam engine. You're like a Blue Yeti. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? I've never heard of a Blue Yeti steam engine. So anyways, yeah, it's a old Varney chassis, and I've got a number of them because I want to do 3 10-wheelers. And I know what you're gonna say, Chris, is about the Rapido steam engine coming out. And so I know about that, and I think what I'm going to do, I am going to need a Canadian Pacific 10-wheeler. So I would, if I have the money, I'd like to buy at least one of those Rapido 10-wheelers that are coming out. So maybe I'll do a CP in that, but we'll see. They're going to be around $600 from what I understand. So what I'm trying to do with this, by the time you get the decoder in it, you're looking at about $200. That's what I'm trying to do here. By the time you get all the parts and your decoder and everything, and it adds up too. So my hope is I can get 3 for the price of one Rapido, and they look, half decent anyways. But I'm happy with how it's turning out. I think once it's all the details are on, I got the rivets. I don't know if you guys have seen the microscale. Microscale. No, it's not microscale. I think maybe it is. Somebody help me here. It's the decal rivets. I think it's microscale that makes them. But anyways, I picked some of them up to try that, and that's how I'm going to do the rivets on it everywhere. So it should be pretty cool. Oh, thanks, Chris. So it sounds good. I was asking them earlier if it sounded all right because I had some problems with it right before we went live here. Of course, I've been busy, so I didn't test it. The only problem with it is it comes with an 1/8" jack. It's an XLR to an 1/8" male jack. This needs 48-volt phantom power. My interface, I have a USB interface. It has 48-volt phantom, but it wouldn't work with the jack. So I had to go grab an XLR cable from the garage, and the XLR worked with a 48-volt phantom. So it's working. Microscale. Thanks, Wilmer. Microscale rivets. I haven't tried them yet, but I mean, I'm sure. I think it's a brilliant idea. It should work great. And the last thing I wanted to show you guys, just because this is what I was talking about Vinny. If Vinny's still on here, I think this is an old bottle because it looks different than Vinny's, but I found this at a hobby shop. It's the Model Masters liquid cement. Vinny, I asked him on one of his shows what he was using, and this stuff is the best. Vinny's a genius. It's great. So like this kit, it's all I'm using now. This kit, I've done a bunch of AccuRail ones. These ones here, these old blue box Atherns I showed you guys a while back. They're done with it. Great glue. So if you guys haven't tried it, Model Masters liquid cement. So awesome. The steam engine, I did all it with CA, and it was a pain. I'm not going to lie. And CA is kind of brittle. So the good thing about the CA, when I screwed things up, I could move stuff around. But yeah, everybody's liking, and Anthony's saying there, George Sunbelt, he's saying he likes the same glue. Everyone I've talked to is really like this. Don't call Vinny a genius. That'll go right to his head. Contact cement works great. Thanks, Joel. The only thing about contact cement, Joel, is, in my opinion, is you don't have any workability with it. In my opinion, maybe you're using something different, but anytime I've used contact cement, it's great. Won't come apart. It's there forever, but it's kind of one shot. I find you get one shot with it, and that's it. So when you're scratch building something like this, I'm excited to use that glue when I do the next engine, because especially these ribs and stuff, like getting those perfect and like just getting things, especially the running boards and everything, you need a little bit of play, and it just plays a little bit, and then all of a sudden it bites, and it works pretty good. Vinny said, "I only speak the truth." It's true, Vinny. You're the first one that I saw using that glue, and I like to give credit where credit's due. And I asked you on your live stream, and you said that's what it was. So Vinny, everybody knows Vinny's Friday night, and Sparky is tomorrow night, and that's it. Aw, there's love going on between Sparky and Vinny. Isn't that nice? So James, you're saying Hobby Lobby sells it? I don't think we have. You know, I saw Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure when I was out in Calgary, they had them out there, but I've never seen one in Ontario. Maybe Michael's would have it. I'm not sure, but I know that there's a little hobby shop. So for Randy, if he's still out in here, there's a little hobby shop up north on Taunton. They have it. That's where I found it. So Sparky saying Wednesday night live chat. Come on, everyone. We need 100 people. I want to give away the 2 locos. I'm really behind. Sparky's giving away 2 locos. Oh my goodness. Randy saying Daily Hobbies has it. That store's looking good, eh, Randy? His new store? I've been in there a couple times. Sorry, everyone. Randy and I live really close together, so we know what we're talking about. Jeff Allen, if he's still on here, he knows about it too. It's my drug deal. You guys are funny. Anyways, guys, I think we're doing pretty good here. If anybody, I haven't done this in a while. If you guys want to go ahead and promote your channels, you can do what you do on Sparky. Say how many subscribers you have if you want to do that. Whatever. We got a couple minutes left here. And that's it. Like I said, we've got Sparky tomorrow night for his Wednesday night live chat. Chris Govier Go Home, he's next Thursday for his after hour one, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, Sparky. And Vinny is on Friday night. So everybody's on Vinny's. So here we go. Do you guys want me to read them out? Wilmer's at 469. Nate is at 191. Anthony, Georgia Sunbelt, depending on traffic. Thank you, Dwayne. Randy's at 263. No way, Vinny's 3 from 3,500. That's crazy. Dwayne's at 82. Sparky wrote, yeah. Nathan's at 566. So yeah, everyone show up for Sparky. Thanks, Dave. 100, and then he's going to give away 2 locomotives. I'm guessing that's how that's going on. I missed something there by Dave. Oh my goodness. I keep talking. Sorry, guys. Show up for Sparky. Georgia Sunbelt, 225. Hastings saying, I'm setting up 25 new channels so we can get to 100. Barnabas, 2780. PDR, 99. Vinny's 3497. Nancy is at 1591. David, 515. James, 116. Sparky, 3498. I thought you were at Sparky. I thought Sparky's channel said 3.5 or something. Roy just published this week's Dispatch. That's a great show. Jerry's at 260. I saw somebody. So Dwayne said, "Thanks, Drew." Is Drew on here? Drew Steele? And Nate at Ty Dotton, he's doing a contest at 250 subs. And Vinny's got more new announcements on Friday. Dave 91, BNSF scale. Someone should do a series. Hey, Jack. Someone should do a series on airbrushing, building, and rail cars. I got a really cool old airbrush compressor I got to show you guys. I've had it since I was a kid. I got it from a biker. It was actually for painting motorcycles, and he gave it to me. It's so cool. It's got this old belt, these old pumps, and it works beautifully. Hopefully it still works. But as you guys know, one of the things I hate the most is airbrushing. I find it to be such a pain. I try to avoid it at all costs. The only reason I love the effect, I just hate how much work it is setting it up and for one color. So what I normally do, like all these cars, I'll have them ready for one color, do them, and then kind of do a series of them. So I'm gonna have about 6 to do at once, so I don't have to be, changing colors and cleaning it out. I just find it a pain. All right, well, thank you so much. And there's Drew Steele is on here. Hey, Drew, good to see you. And thank you, Corn Country, for coming on. Got to get some work completed. Okay, guys, I'm going to shut this down. Yep. All right. Well, thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one. Happy model railroading. Stay creative. See you guys. Bye-bye.